Carl. Glad to be back.
GTA San Andreas is not only a masterpiece, it's the finest game currently available for the PlayStation 2. Buy it now, but don't make any plans for a couple of months at least.
World Cyber Game is the world's largest computer and video game festival, which is composed of game tournament, game conference, and game exhibition.
It really is a great honor to be the team that represents your country in international competition of any kind, especially here at the World Cyber Games.
What I like about World Cyber Games, it's a pretty big phenomenon. In the US, there's a ton of people that play games, but competitive gaming is still something it's in its early stages.
It's very brand new concept in the outside of Korea, so I want to show that esports not only fun to play, it's real fun to watch.
I've always felt the USA lacked an event of this size. Now that an event of this size has finally come to the USA, I'm hoping the media grasps onto this and helps the programming scene explode.
And bringing in an event like this just exposes so many more people in the North American market to the fun and the excitement of the World Cyber Games, and we're thrilled. And San Francisco makes perfect sense because this is the heart of technology and video gaming in America.
The Waste SK claim another Counter-Strike gold. Well, you'll find out in part 2. Time now for your concentrated dose of gaming news. According to Nintendo, Metroid Prime 2 Echoes is complete and good to go. To build up a bit of publicity, Ninty have nicked Grand Theft Auto's idea and launched a couple of spoof websites. Go to channel51.org or orbislabs.com to check them out. You may remember last year we gave a little game called Prince of Persia a full 5 marks. Imagine our joy then when Ubisoft sent us through the surprisingly brutal trailer for the sequel, The Warrior Within. Despite its obvious greatness, Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time didn't sell as well as expected. So this time out, the makers have amped up the double-sworded action in the hope of appealing to more mature gamers. So far, it's working for us.
Come back to when people have learned him, people will do better against him. I think Azuka again is another character that seems very good, a lot of throws and counters, they do a lot of damage. And Feng, again, another fast character.
They look more than capable, more than contenders in truth, but as a favourite I'd use...
...of the series. Purists who favour the high-speed, finely balanced gameplay style that was last seen in Tekken Tag are in for a violent treat. Character action heroes were rumoured to be retiring after this final chapter of their acclaimed trilogy.
We had a hard week.
All good things must come to an end, but if they really are stepping down from their positions as platforming royalty, they're calling it a day while at the top of their game.
That's right, we bad.
Afraid of his dark powers and blaming him for the chaos that the metalheads have unleashed, the ungrateful Haven City authorities eject Jack and his frenzied companions to the desolate wasteland. As luck would have it, they're taken in by the outcast society of Spargus.
Looks like we found some live ones.
Before the harsh desert sun can bake them to a crisp.
Prove yourselves worthy, or the desert will be your grave.
The lads have to undergo a series of trials to obtain Spargus citizenship, and colourful trials they are too, with a new shed load of vehicles earmarking Jak 3 as a far more varied title than its predecessors.
Face down your fears.
Is this the last of Jack? Well, I don't know. This is the last of Sony's planned trilogy, but we wouldn't be at all surprised if these two were to pop up in another game, screensaver, mug or hot water bottle. So dry your eyes. Like Ratchet and Clank, Jack number 3 is a fine addition to the furry saga. If it's entertaining, funny and eclectic cartoon fun you're after, well, you're a bit spoilt on the PS2 at the moment, aren't you?
Even you cannot save us from this, hero.
Hey, I'm the real hero here. You can call me Orange Lightning.
Time now for our second report from the year's biggest professional gaming tournament, the World Cyber Games in San Francisco.
The guy I played in the finals was extremely good. I still think that match could have gone either way. I mean, today was my day, but we could wake up tomorrow and he could win the tournament.
Making their WCG debuts were two driving games, Need for Speed Underground on the PC and Project Gotham Racing 2 on the Xbox.
Some of the other games are more complicated for an uninitiated spectator, and so for the driving game you can sit down and you can very easily see who's ahead, and that makes for a great spectator experience.
Gaming's answer to Michael Schumacher was German racer Niklas Timmermann, who took gold in the Need for Speed competition.
Amazing. It's only amazing. I don't know what to say or what to do.
Meanwhile, the Project Gotham Racing title went to Dutchman Arthur Bankan.
Congratulations.
The highlight of the tournament came in the Team Counter-Strike competition, and after winning virtually everything last year, surely no one could beat Cyber Athlete Professional League winners Schrot Commando.
We won CPL in France, we won CPL in Denmark, we won CPL Winter, we won CPL Summer, we won WCG. You can do the math.
Although the Swedish Giants had a rocky start to 2004, it was clear they'd saved their best form for WCG. After cruising through to the semis, they looked odds-on to win a second successive gold. Standing in their way were old rivals Team 3D, their opponents in last year's final. Despite losing the first game, it was the Americans who proved the sharpest shooters as they stormed to a 2-1 victory, booking their place in the Counter-Strike final.
Last year we lost, and I don't want to leave this time a loser, so first or nothing. Second place or 64th, it's all the same to me. I want to win.
Standing in the way of Team 3D were newly formed Danish clan, the Titans, who fancied their chances against the home nation.
Well, it all started like 3 weeks ago, and I just had this weird feeling that we were going to win this event, and now we are about an hour away from playing the finals.
Sadly for the Titans, away from the fast and furious Counter-Strike, the final 4 medals were shared between Korea and the Netherlands. The Koreans took gold in the StarCraft and FIFA soccer competitions, while the Netherlands came victory in Warcraft and Unreal Tournament. With 3 gold medals in total, it meant that outsiders the Netherlands lifted the trophy as overall grand champions of WCG 2004.
We're here to help.
And if you're worried that the creative well has run dry, don't. This latest is every bit as entertaining as its predecessors. Ratchet has always been a designer's game. Tweaks aside, the engine remains the same, and all the game's creators need to do is dream up fresh delights. They excel here. Witness animated interactive comics starring Captain Quark and Ratchet transforming into an alien and forced to learn a new language. Clank returns as a playable character. Gadget bots at hand as usual, but also up for leading hapless monkeys into danger with tempting bananas. The emphasis here is slightly more on combat than before, so expect oodles of new weapons. The intensified carnage doesn't stop the game being very funny, however, and one cutscene that's worth the price of admission alone is Dr. Nefarious' evil genius speech with added sign language.
Too long have we robots suffered under the bigotry, the stupidity, the squishiness and foul stench
of organic life forms. Soon, all robots will bask in the liberty and equality of my benevolent, iron-fisted rule.
Ratchet 3 is an immensely varied game, and within a few hours of play you'll have visited both rope-laden jungle paradises and psychotic game shows. The only letdown is multiplayer mode, which, despite pretty levels and vehicles, is rather fiddly and perfunctory. That aside, Ratchet 3 shines. To describe it as a return to form would be to wrongly suggest it ever lost it in the first place. And that's it for another show. We'll see you next time on Gamer TV.
That's cheating!